Guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. So, as far as the Emmarae Gervasi case, it's really exploding, guys. We are now up to 5, count them, 5 arrests. As of Friday night, there are 5 people. There was 2 in my last video, then there was a third, and now there's 2 more nasty pervs arrested in this horrific crime. The 5 arrested so far are Francis Buckheit. He is the 64-year-old who owned that boat that Emmarae was found on by her father. Alton Harrell, he's 35. He's the one that picked her up in the car. Again, I don't know all the details. They're not letting all that out, but I assume that there was some sort of threat to her or what have you to get in the car. Bernice Knight, 47, was arrested. That's the 3rd arrest. And the 2 most recent arrests are Daniel Burke, 63, and Robert Eccleston, 61. 5 people. And I would not be surprised if Suffolk police don't get more. It's already horrible and sad enough that this poor 14-year-old girl was at least assaulted and AR'd by 5 people. Now, Newsday has broke the current update on the 2 that were arrested on Friday. This is their update here. I'm going to go through it. Again, we get the Patch and all those other ones, but Newsday, they get the dirt. They get the stuff, okay? I know New York Post and all that, but Newsday, to me, is merely my source for a lot of the information out of Long Island and New York. Again, Suffolk County Police have arrested and charged 2 more men in connection with the alleged RN kidnapping of 14-year-old Emmarae Gervasi out of Patchogue, who had disappeared for 25 days. Now, I will say Newsday does not post her name, but we all are aware of who, unfortunately, the young girl is. Daniel Burke, 63, of Bohemia, and Robert Eccleston, of 61 years old, of Islip, New York, were each taken into custody by police on Friday, and they were arraigned yesterday morning, which was Saturday, bringing the total number of men charged in this case to 5, according to charging documents obtained by Newsday. I just can't believe it. I believe that her father, Frank, is completely correct when he says, this is a trafficking ring, guys. This is a ring. And I hope that Suffolk Police and State Police, FBI, I'm hoping that they're all in on this and they're going to find every last one of these monsters. Whether or not they were involved with Emmarae. I mean, how many other teen girls are being subject to this? They're being kidnapped and forced and, hell, taken against their will and trafficked. Investigators allege that the men kidnapped the teen and held her at 2 locations where she would unlikely be found between 5 p.m. on December 10th, 2024 and midnight December 13th, 2024, per court records. Burke is charged with first-degree kidnapping, a felony with a maximum sentence of life in prison, and second-degree R for allegedly keeping the teen at his home on Valley Forge Drive in Bohemia and having relations with her there, according to the criminal complaint. I do not like the way that they word this, having SCX with her, because she's 14. A 14-year-old cannot have relations. Okay, they cannot consent. So my opinion is forcing her or R-ing her would be the better way to word that. Burke is also charged with misdemeanor endangering the welfare of a child. He was remanded to the Suffolk County Jail without bail during his arraignment before the Suffolk County District Court Judge F. Scott Cargan in Central Islip. Then the second suspect arrested on Friday was Eccleston, and he's accused of having Ard her 2 times inside a detached garage behind his residence on Monell Avenue in Islip, where he allegedly held her at some point during the 3-day period, per court records. He is charged with second-degree kidnapping, a felony with a penalty up to 25 years in jail, second-degree R, and endangering the welfare of a child. Carrigan set bail for Eccleston at $500,000 cash or $100,000 bond, which the court records currently show he has not posted. So apparently he has no way to post such a bail. So thankfully, he's not gone anywhere so far. Eccleston's court-appointed attorney, Del Atwell of East Hampton, did not respond to a telephone message seeking comment on Sunday. That's today. Yeah, most of them, they're not going to comment, and I'm not surprised. And then attorney Oscar Crisafo of Central Islip, who was appointed to represent Burke following his arraignment. Also, he actually was reached, but he declined to comment. What a shocker. The charges against both of these men are based on statements made by the defendants after they were picked up by police, as well as a 7-page written sworn statement by the teen given to the police on January 3rd, which was the day that she was found on a boat docked at Whitecap Marina in Islip, which was located less than a mile from Eccleston's home. 7 pages. I would love to read it, but I'm also don't want to read it at the same time, if you guys get my drift. But yeah, this poor girl, I'll tell you what, I really hope she's getting the help she needs. I know her father said as much, but it's going to take a lot of help for her. Now, the owner of the boat that she was found on, Francis Buckheit of East Islip, he, of course, has been charged with the first-degree R and second-degree kidnapping. He was that first arrest. Prosecutors previously told the court that investigators believe Buckheit, who was alleged to have kept the teen on his 56-foot boat between December 13th and January 3rd, when her father found her, intended to take her on that boat to the Carolinas, according to a transcript from his January 4th arraignment. God knows what he would have done with her from there. A 34-year-old woman listed as a witness in the complaint charging Buckholt also gave a statement to police on January 8th regarding Eccleston, per court documents. So I believe that's the woman who called up her father Frank to tell him where she was. And thank goodness for her. Additional details about Burke and Eccleston's contact with the teen have not been shared in any court documents that have been publicly available up till now. The arrests on Friday came 1 week after Alton Harrell, 35, of Bellport, was charged with second-degree R, as well as kidnapping for allegedly having forced her to have sex and holding her in an abandoned house on Doane Avenue. I'm not sure if it's Doane or Doane Avenue. Apologize to the locals. You guys let me know. And Bellport between 5 p.m. on December 9th and December 10th, per charging court documents. Buckholt and Harrell are also being held at the county jail. Now, Bernice Knight, the 47-year-old who's out of Copenhagen, is the only defendant who has posted bail so far in the case. So out of these 5 people, only one is back out in the street, and I think he shouldn't be out either. He is charged with second-degree R for having forced her in his residence on Jervis Avenue in the evening of January 2nd, hours before she was located on that boat in Islip. He's also facing felony drug charges. Collectively, the court documents in the 5 men's cases account for the locations where the teen was allegedly held for all of those 25 days she was missing. So this is really, really coming together. I mean, I'm hoping to get a hold of some of these documents as well. I would like to read. I don't want to know the details, about what happened to her, but I would like to start piecing this timeline together, which I'm going to start doing. But again, so I think that drugs were involved. She was obviously drugged. Her father said she seemed to be drugged. And I think Alton Harrell picked her up. And these other folks were all involved in her kidnapping and her abuse, for sure. And how many of them were drugging her? Were they all drugging her? I do want to make a comment that is a bit disturbing to me. I'm seeing some talk on some of the groups local to Long Island, as well as some of the other groups, that Emmarae is not the victim that she comes out to be. Okay, Emmarae is 14 years old. She cannot consent to having sex. Okay? And yes, she has a history of running away and drug abuse, according to her father. That's completely been stated multiple times. The whole thing was she was a part of this, trying to make money, and others are involved, and all this other crap I'm hearing. I really wish the rumors and stuff would just stop. Because as far as I'm concerned, she is a victim. And to spread probable, most likely, lies about this beautiful teenager who's already been through hell. It's horrible. It's wrong. So let law enforcement handle this. Let her family help take care of her. And either be supportive or seriously just stop talking out of your ass. Let's put it that way. So my heart goes out to her. I really, really does. And I was looking to see if her father Frank had posted any new videos since these last couple of arrests, and he has not yet on his YouTube channel. So I'm going to keep track of that. And I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to compile a timeline as things are starting to come together in this case. And if you know anything more and you're a local, please let me know. I would love to hear. I don't want, like I said, I don't want the garbage. So if you know anything about the case and you would love to talk to me, you can remain anonymous. My email is in the information of every single video. I'm going to be following this one all the way through. And thanks to Newsday, The Patch, and other local news that are keeping this story in the forefront, because gosh, I mean, I think that this case is going to open up a lot. We all know there's horrible things that happen in this world, and trafficking is one of them. And wouldn't it be great if this really starts to pull that all apart for these folks in Long Island? I really hope it does. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I know a couple of them are supposed to be in court, I think, in the next week, so I will keep an eye on that. But with that said, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and most of all, stay safe.